Hello everyone and welcome to Rad Chat Live at UKIO. My name is Namanjot Anderson and I'm joined by fellow host Joe McNamara.
Hi everyone.
So we've got a lovely guest with us today. Please could you introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, I am Kelly Ahearn. I work on the conference and events team at the Society and College of Radiographers.
And thank you so much for joining us because we've been trying to get you in for 3 whole days.
No, it's an absolute pleasure to finally be on the podcast actually. I'm looking forward to speaking to you.
So tell us a little bit about your current role.
So as I say, I am coming up to the end of my first year at the Society and College of Radiographers, working as the events and conferences coordinator. It's gone really quickly. I can't believe it. It's been really fantastic. I think to still be able to kind of work in the health sector and working with sort of health and social care professionals has been brilliant, because my previous role before this was actually working at Macmillan Cancer Support for nearly 18 years. And that role was kind of sort of planning and delivering events for Macmillan professionals, and as they also leading on the Macmillan Professionals and Excellence Awards program, which both of you have been winners, right?
No? I just presented.
You presented. Have you not?
You're not allowed because he's employed.
He isn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were a winner previously. No?
Thank you.
It's just because of all his awards, you lose track of which ones he's won.
No, absolutely. But no, it's been really great kind of working in the team, and it's just incredibly rewarding. But it's actually been quite nice because this is my first UKIO Congress event, so it's actually been fantastic, because usually I am working behind the scenes as an event organizer, so to be on the other side and to be able to exhibit and kind of meet our members and colleagues face to face has just been brilliant.
Why did you want to get into events?
So I mean, I didn't initially want to get into events. I moved over from Zimbabwe 20 years ago, and I was actually working in a reservations company, kind of doing bookings for safari, sort of like safari camps. Moved over to London and sort of got my first job working at Macmillan Cancer Support as an events assistant, and just thoroughly enjoyed the charity, the people. And I say was working with Macmillan professionals, kind of supporting all their induction days, and it kind of just developed from there. So I've worked in the different departments, but I think for me it's just creating that event experience for delegates, which is really, really important to me, and just continuing their learning. So that's kind of, and as I say, I've just kind of continued that role. I think when I left Macmillan, I did consider sort of maybe a different career path, but I kept finding myself actually looking for those conference and event roles.
And within oncology
Within oncology, exactly. So it's been fantastic to kind of stay in the healthcare sector. What's
been your biggest learning about radiotherapy, radiography, the workforce since you've been at Society College?
So I think probably more just understanding kind of the role, because I think, working at Macmillan, we've got Macmillan therapeutic radiographers, so I wasn't kind of really aware too much of the diagnostic side of things, and I think what's been really fantastic for me is recently, as I was mentioning to you earlier, I've attended a couple of UK careers fairs, and we've actually had a few of our students come along to kind of volunteer with the day, and just being able to listen to them and just understand the role, and just that they are still incredibly passionate about what they do. So it's kind of very similar to Macmillan professionals. They've just got a real passion for supporting people and just make sure that they have the best experience possible going through a really tough time.
So since you've come into radiography, do you have a preference, therapeutic or diagnostic?
I knew this was going to be a question. So I think for me, in terms of where kind of my passions lie and just understanding the person that I am, I think probably therapeutic
and the apprenticeships are designed for you.
So as we were talking earlier, it's something that my colleague Jess suggested might be a career path that I go down. It is something that I've thought about, but as I was saying to you earlier, I think once you've been in a particular role for a long time, actually changing your career path can be quite daunting. And the idea of sort of having to study again, but quite a few of the people that I've spoken to have actually decided to change their career path, sort of later on in life, and they've actually found that this is probably what they should have been doing all along.
How incredible would that be to qualify as a therapeutic radiographer, work clinically for a bit, and then full circle go round to working with Macmillan or SCORE again as a qualified member of staff?
No, that'll be really fantastic. And I saw that happen in Macmillan quite a lot. I think you always, a lot of my previous colleagues were, Macmillan professionals, and then they kind of left that sort of the clinical side of things and actually joined Macmillan, and then sort of actually left the kind of Macmillan side of things and actually then went back to being a Macmillan professional, whether it be a nurse. So it does happen, but it's great because then you get to see both sides, and I think you experience so much more, and you can actually take a lot of your learning and sort of bring that into things. So I think.
So have you got lots of events coming up?
So we have got lots of events coming up. My next event that I'm working on is our presidential inauguration. So we are with Katie Thompson. So that's going to be at the Roman Bath.
Wow.
On the 2nd of July, which I'm really excited about. So I'm actually doing a site visit next week.
Oh, wow.
So I think that will be really fantastic. And then we've also got the Achieving Excellence conference coming up, so education and research. That's in November, so that's coming up. We've got a few other kind of events as well, a few webinars. So it's kind of, I do find that kind of the SOR, it's kind of very reactive. So we will often get a lot of stuff sort of coming up, so particularly webinars. So we actually had yesterday, as part of our education program talks, we had a session on kind of AI, and it was incredibly popular. We actually ran out. We ran out of our headphones, so it was really fantastic. And actually talking to Jess, we were just thinking that something like that, because it's changing all the time and you're constantly getting new kind of updates, it would be good to actually look at maybe having a quarterly update and just doing a webinar so people can kind of keep up to speed. So, and that's what I'm saying, it's very reactive. You attend an event like this and it's like, oh, actually we can do that. So but no, it's been really great. And I think the difference to Macmillan, where I was particularly working on the professionals conference and awards, working at the SR, I'm working on different events, conferences, so I'm getting it's a much broader program of events for our members. So it's been brilliant.
Oh, well, thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
Do some amazing work, and we always have a great time at all the events you've organised.
Oh, fantastic.
And the team, so thank you very much.
No, thank you very much. It's been lovely to speak to you.